Welcome to TigerWolf. I'm Josh, and this is David.
Please be aware, this podcast contains strong language and spoilers. All right, that was a long commercial break. So, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, there's a lot of things like therapy, maybe going back to school. What specifically am I supposed to be looking forward to?
I was leaning more towards things that we talk about on the podcast. I mean, we talk about.
Oh shit! There's a mic in front of me.
We talk about the touchy-feely stuff sometimes
when we talk about music, and yep, that was it.
Don't you dare, Colin! Do not put music in the middle of this. He put music in it, didn't he?
I don't know. I can't hear in the future. I mean, seriously, my hearing's going away.
Oh,
like,
you
more
can't
than
hear
likely.
right now.
What?
Exactly.
Oh. You mean like movies and shit, right?
Movies, games, books.
Fuck. You're asking me to remember something?
I mean, is there another book to Wheel of Time coming out? Or is it
No,
finished?
that's done. I just need to finish them. There is, however, a show coming. Funded by Amazon.
Oh,
yeah.
Netflix announced
That's late 2016 or 2019 that they're going to start. I'm sorry. My thoughts are jumbling, and I was just interrupting the shit out of you. You say your thing.
Netflix announced it the day it dropped. They're making a Resident Evil TV show.
Oh yeah, I heard. And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
Netflix has at least made a decent TV show. I don't know if Amazon has.
I heard
Man in the High Castle is the only one I've watched, and it's been kind of boring.
Was it Jack Reacher?
Yeah.
I've heard that's really good.
Really? I might check it out sometime then. I'm hoping it's not crap. Basically, like, so there's.
You're hoping that for the Wheel of Time or the Resident Evil?
Yes,
okay.
I'm talking specifically about Wheel of Time because there's a lot there to cut out.
They could do bad
because there's a lot of description of places, so that's things you don't. That it would severely slim down the content of the books.
Yeah,
because you're doing a visual medium. Then there's also description of actions, which he did a lot of as well. So that would, again, shrink it down a lot.
Like you telling me about how he, I don't remember the name of the creature, but he goes into this great detail about how
every time about how fast the fade moves compared to how people move and how you perceive it. And then later on, there's a
there's something else.
It's like a snake man, but like he looks more like a man, kind of, or something like that. Mm-hmm. I haven't read in forever, so my description may be off. But how it said simply because you've been beating in your head how off every time a fade is in there, it is beat into your head how fast they move and how fluid their movement is. Yeah, and then the simple description of this creature was when it moved, it made it look like a fade was standing still. And it like your brain goes, holy fuck, because it completely understands. because of the like, and this is why I love literature, is because it can do stuff like this if you know how to harness it. Because of it being beat into your head exactly how a fade moves, your brain immediately understands that this shit it was already unreal at fade level. This shit is way beyond that.
We went from, Batman to The Flash.
But that's exactly the type of thing that is my concern. Is that going to be conveyed well? Well, there is hope because from what I saw, one of the producers, one of the like content creator working guys on this is a fan of the book series. And there's always Robert Jordan's wife, i.e. also his editor, is working with them.
Okay, so they're saying
there's hope.
pretty good chance.
There's hope. No, wouldn't say pretty good. I'm saying there's hope. Okay.
So the only news we've gotten about the Netflix RE series is that the studio who made the movies will be doing the effects.
Okay, no,
good.
that's good. Those effects were really good.
The question for me is, okay, are
they going action or are they going horror? That's the main thing.
My question is, are they going Resident Evil, like, the games, or are they going to go the novels?
If they go horror,
different.
So you're saying they're going horror either way?
To my understanding.
Okay, and I understand. Like that makes sense because they've basically gone back to 2 and went, all right, we're going to redo this because we understand horror better after 7.
Yeah,
because 4 to 6
is action.
It's exactly what it is.
The opening for Leon in 6 is very Resident Evil 2 feeling.
Well, you liked 6 as Leon's character anyway because it was more the horror.
Yeah, it had the more
stuff.
horror feeling. Which is weird.
I really wish we could have finished it. Well, it's. I like. We're not getting into RE2's remake. That's a different episode coming.
Yeah.
I think I don't have the schedule in front of me, but so the show being horror is already that's A+ idea. They've done creepy with Stranger Things. I wouldn't necessarily call it horror. It's a monster.
The first season had more horror to it than the second season. The second season was just creepy.
Like creepy and eerie are my favorite horror things, and they are so hard to capture.
Like the Demogorgon,
and I think
was
honestly,
horror.
I think 80s movies, and this might be because of me growing up with those being like my horror movies.
Yeah, your primary horror movies.
But they capture that feeling very well. Like not as well like the slasher films and stuff like that. And like it's never the whole movie. Stranger Things, they captured that 80s creepy, eerie feel, especially the first season, very well.
So if they went with the game, or not the games, if they went with the books,
they could do that.
Trent might appear.
Oh, Trent, my favorite character for no reason at all. Other than they basically describe him as being very intelligent, fairly athletic, and capable of like the way they describe him moving around the plane, I think it was, wasn't what you would interpret from the type of character he was, which was one of the execs from Umbrella.
Who comes off as
because he's also working against Umbrella. So it always felt like there was more to that character than they ever actually did with him.
Yeah.
So it'd be really cool if they did.
I don't know if I would rather them start with Resident Evil. If they started with 0, with Rebecca's story, with Bravo Squad going into the mansion, have the events happen, and then introduce Alpha Squad, and then Jill, Barry, Chris, Wesker go into the mansion. All that shit happens, and then the outbreak filters into, Raccoon.
So hold on. Are you saying like we're gonna follow?
No,
they'll probably have us follow. I don't think they'll start with 0. I think they'll start with Chris going in as the focus point. Hold on. And then it'll grow into following him and Jill during that that season. And then for season 2 is when it gets to Raccoon.
There may be a single episode during the course of the first season if they do it, with Jill, where he meets Rebecca in the mansion. And
like a recap of what she went through. Yeah.
You're Bravo Squad. What are you doing here?
We might even
medic for Bravo Squad.
Depending on what kind of season they do, we might get 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, true.
And then we go to Raccoon, where we have Leon and Claire, and again
and Jill and Carlos.
Hold on.
I'm counting everybody in it. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like that's where that story is going to start. Is Leon and Claire?
See, I think it would do them better if
I don't know. I don't really know Jill and Carlos's story in Raccoon. I know it's Jill's coming back from the mansion, right?
Where's
Chris?
2 or 3 weeks after. Chris and Barry left to go to Europe.
But you're talking games, right?
No, in the novels too.
In the novels, after the mansion, Jill, not Chris, what's his name?
Barry.
Barry, yes. They go to Barry's house.
Yeah, they go to his house. They talk about it. Chris has already
and Trent
gone to
goes
Europe.
and gets them, and they go to that island.
No, Rebecca's the one who goes to the island with David and the other STARS members from.
Fuck, I need to reread the books
from England.
That's probably why the games seem so familiar to me. Is because I've read the books,
probably,
or some of the books.
Because I love the book series, probably more than the games.
I have to reread it. I think I only got there's 2 books in.
7. There's 0, Umbrella Conspiracy. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
We should talk a little bit more about the other things we want to see coming up.
Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla, definitely. That's on our list. We'll be watching it in between this season and next, I believe.
Yeah, it comes out while we're on break.
So we might do an episode.
I think we were talking about having that be the opener for season 5. Have a big, large lizard just roar us into the new season.
Sounds good.
Yeah, actually, that sounds a lot better now that I said that.
Anything else in particular? I mean,
I'll be honest, Detective Pikachu. I want to see it. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to state any of the other superhero movies that are coming out this year because I think it's kind of
Captain Marvel. I'm actually really interested in Captain Marvel for 2 reasons. One, space mohawk lady with booms.
Yeah.
2, 90s.
Yeah. Part of me is kind of worried that it's not going to be as good as we're hoping for the reason, and there's going to be a lot of negativity around it because people are going to compare it to Wonder Woman, and there's no comparing those 2 movies. One's a period piece. One is
technically going to be a period piece. It's just a different period.
But
you can't compare the 2 periods is the issue there.
Yeah. And I honestly think Wonder Woman's probably still going to be better than Captain Marvel.
Probably.
But there are going to be people, there are going to be some people out there, if you say any critiquing effects about Captain Marvel, their response is going to be, you're sexist and or bigoted.
No, just like if you're racist, if anything, you say anything negative about Black Panther.
Yeah.
That said, Black Panther was actually really good.
Black Panther was amazing. But
you can listen to that episode from 2 seasons ago. Was that season 1 or season 2?
That was season 2.
Season 2. In season 2, Black Panther episode. You can get our full thoughts on that.
But I mean, that brings up Black Panther's up for Best Picture in the Oscars,
which is that's huge because it's a hero film up for Best Picture in the Oscars.
Yeah,
as far as I know, I don't really follow this shit.
No other superhero movie has gone up for Best Picture.
I don't think any other superhero movie's gone up for pretty much anything in the Oscars.
They have. Usually it's special effects stuff, though.
Right. Exactly where you would think it would be.
I think
not
Logan won Best Drama.
Not like music.
I could be wrong.
Not what?
Logan. I think it won Best Drama.
I don't know. I would call that a superhero movie so much as a drama with superpowers involved.
But like
even then, they're not even that super. He just it's not aesthetically super.
Yeah,
laser beams or
yeah.
You know what I'm
saying. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is up for Best Animated.
That's because it was so good.
It should win. I don't care what else is up against. It should win.
Yeah, it was really well written, and you can watch that episode from last season.
I did, however, hear an interesting argument from a black guy on the bus going to work one day, probably 2 weeks ago, about Black Panther being up for Best Picture.
Oh,
if it wins, there are going to be people who are like, "Good, they threw you a bone. Now shut the fuck up."
Oh, it's so terrible.
If it loses, everyone at the Academy is a bigot and a racist.
Oh yeah. Well,
they're damned if they
we've talked about this a little bit before, but it's just the vocal minority, man. If People are going to scream louder if they feel like they're wronged. That's all it is.
I know. It's just
people scream louder if they feel like they're wrong.
Hey, it was a good movie.
If people are pissed off about something, they're going to post more than if they're happy about something.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. I mean, even like look at our medium. Even like there's people who look at content like this, and then they're gonna scream their opinions out to the world.
Yeah.
More often than not, the people that get listened to are the ones who are going to say, this is why it's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's completely the case. Most people have, this is good and this is bad about whatever it is.
Yeah. There's usually a middle ground with most people.
But like when you're watching it, and I do this too, and I hate it about myself, but I do, is when I'm watching something and I'm like, I don't agree with that, I definitely feel more emotion than when I agree with it. And it spurs me to want to act sometimes much quicker than because I need to correct this wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not
a perceived wrong.
And not praise them for praise them. That seems like the wrong word. But basically say like, hey, no, I totally agree with you. This is blah 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 is probably the way it should be, or blah 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 was a great feature of
this was a good way they portrayed blah.
Right. Exactly. Which is one of the reasons I try to do that on this medium with us, because like I want to make sure that I am being heard both ways.
Yeah. What's your take
balance.
on
all things should be balanced.
God damn it. What's your take on Ben Affleck being out as Batman?
Out?
Yeah, he's gone. Done.
Really? Already? I thought he had another movie coming.
They're changing the movie to being a Batman in his early years.
I am disappointed. Honestly, he ended up being a really good Batman.
I really liked him. I liked his Bruce. I liked his Bats. And, a lot of people will say that's the same thing. You're right. It should be with most actors.
It's not, but
it's not.
But it shouldn't be at the same time.
True.
Like look at Batman Returns.
Okay, that
Catwoman.
one. Yeah, I was like
Catwoman version 1.
Catwoman and Penguin.
And Penguin, yes.
Michael Keaton, or was that Val?
Anyway, my point is that like in that movie, very distinctly, you can see that there's a difference between his Bruce Wayne and his Batman, because there is a difference. Batman is who Batman is. Bruce Wayne is his alter ego.
Same thing with Superman and Clark. Superman is the real person. Clark Kent is the facade.
I think there's a little of him in both. I think that's where the difference is because Clark Kent is basically who he was, who he's raised as. Mm. Like the bumbling part of it is him trying to keep a low profile. And, there's the theory of that's how he really perceives humans. But I don't think that he's that into himself, that's actually how he perceives humans. I think he's taking the fact that he does understand there's that distinctness between him and humans.
Yeah.
And he exaggerates it to no end because of what Superman is on the other end.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his way of balancing who he is. And it's not an insult to humans because that's how he perceives them. Mm-hmm. He's balancing how perfect he is, so to speak, as Superman with how imperfect he is as Clark.
Yeah.
I've never actually put that thought into that, but I like it.
Whereas he is Batman.
He's Batman. What do you call yourself? There's a quote for you.
But yeah, there's been a lot of entertainment news lately dealing with, like he's out, they're making it a younger, more Nolan noir kind of movie.
I wouldn't mind a noir. Look, I am excited, and I don't know when this is coming out. I don't know if it's this year or not, but for the Joker movie,
it's this year.
I don't know why that simple short trailer is just. I want it so much now. Like just from that, like there's something so It looks like it's going to be another quote unquote period piece of like late 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And it's so simple and so raw and at the same time. And it's been so long since I've seen Joaquin Phoenix in anything.
Yeah.
And seeing him as the Joker standing there, I was just like, oh, why does this feel so right? Like,
yeah, I don't. Because of the success of Aquaman, I think the DC.
Oh, they're trashing. No, so I've read that they're trashing the DC universe.
Yeah, it's going to be something completely different coming out of this now.
Which is, I'm sad because what they were doing was making the right steps to actually make it work.
Yeah, they were.
Because Aquaman was
personally
fantastic.
So was Wonder Woman. So, I mean,
exactly. Justice League and that stuff, not the best.
No.
You can scrap Suicide Squad as being canon. That's fine. But like Aquaman was a good step towards actually building the character before the next film, where then we understand that was what Avengers did right. They built their characters first and then put them in a team together to get us to, because when we already know the characters, we don't have to explain anything about the characters. We only have to worry about the story at hand.
Yeah.
Not who the fuck is this metal dude? Oh, it's Cyborg. Not who the fuck is this kid? Oh, it's the Flash. Not who the fuck is this wet dude? Oh, it's Aquaman. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we knew Batman because everybody knows fucking Batman.
Everyone
we knew Wonder
Superman.
Woman because Superman already had his movie before this.
True.
Wonder Woman
got it
afterwards,
Superman. But
everybody knows about her.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that's where I think they went the wrongest on that. Is they had to spend too much time on other stuff.
Yeah.
Like Batman versus Superman, they didn't explain shit about Wonder Woman, and that was fine. She just came in and I was like, who the fuck is this lady? Because I didn't piece it together before that moment. Because I was just like, you pretty, you know?
She with you? I thought she was with you.
No, she's with the world. Like but yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Is they didn't do the proper story building. They just expected people to know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was not the only
failing
of like Justice League and what they were, even with even with like the other stuff that they made, there was always like this expected knowledge, like you were already a fan, right? Type of thing. Whereas with the Marvel franchise, for the most part, I mean, Ruffalo as Hulk was new in the Avengers.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, the 2008 Hulk is his past.
The Edward Norton.
Yes, that. Yeah.
The one where Edward Norton plays Bruce Banner is canonically
the same Banner.
Mark Ruffalo's Banner.
Right. So
same.
We did already have an introduction to him.
Terrence Howard.
We had an introduction to Iron Man. Nobody was expected to know who he was, and honestly, I didn't know that much about him before the movie. Nobody was expected to know who Captain America was. We had his movie. It was a fucking montage and not great, but it was there.
Thor.
Yeah, exactly. Thor. Like these were all characters that, like, honestly, as a person who watched Marvel, I didn't know these characters really. Sure, I'd heard about them, you know, but I didn't know. Like, was Thor actually the Norse god Thor? You know what I mean? I didn't know whether or not he was.
Whether it actually was.
I didn't know that a lot about Iron Man. I just kind of heard about him, and then there's the song, which is like nothing to do with the character.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, would be a great horror movie, like a superhero horror movie. Which brings me around to one of the other things I am anticipating, and that is
I think we're thinking of two different ones, but.
Yeah, we are. We totally are. I can't remember the name of mine.
Brightburn.
Yes, thank you. Brightburn is Superman, like in the real world. as a kid, learning that he has superpowers and then just doing pretty much whatever the fuck he wanted with them. And also trying to understand what he is. Like there's a certain, because like the chewing on the fork thing means that there's something else going on with his brain. He obviously doesn't have the same biology as us, so there's no way for us to know what's going on with his brain.
Yeah, and mine is New Mutants.
Yes, I'm also highly anticipating that too. But that might not be this year.
August.
Was it a hard date that we found?
Yes, August 3rd is the hard date for it. Unless Disney decides to throw it back again, which I really hope they don't. I don't care how bad it is. I just want to see it at this point. So please, just let me see it.
Is there anything else? I mean, what else is there? Is better. We didn't talk about any games coming up. Game you haven't gotten quite yet, but I know you want to.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts 3. Getting it for Valentine's Day.
I'm pretty sure we did this list already somewhere.
Somewhere. I don't know where it is. I think it's on there somewhere. Right offhand, I can't think of anything else that's coming out this year. I'm terrible. Oh, Shadowbringers. July 2nd, the next expansion for Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, yeah.
You don't care, I know, but...
I don't know how you can spend so much time on that MMO. Like, at this point, they should probably be paying you.
Lately, I haven't been. I've been playing Breath of the Wild that you finally got me to play, and then, like, Resident Evil 2, and I went back and started playing Mass Effect for no reason.
Mass Effect 1?
Yes.
I can't blame you. The other day, I almost started playing Dragon Age. Like, after I beat Inquisition, I was like, I kind of want to play the first one. I literally almost started from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, because I'm going to have to play the second one, and I've never actually finished the second one because I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, but...
And I ended up on a boss fight that was just too hard for where I was.
At the time?
Yeah. I felt like there wasn't enough preparation of, like, there wasn't enough game before that boss for me to be prepared for that boss.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely more than likely going to be a good year.
Since we're going to we're primarily trying to talk about things that are coming up to and in summer.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be announced on E3 for upcoming stuff?
Oh, I feel like that should be an entire episode by itself.
Oh, it probably will be, but I think we can burn a couple minutes doing that.
There's going to finally be another announcement about Final Fantasy VII, considering the director of Kingdom Hearts was also supposed to be the director of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, so we might actually get a date.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about a date, but we might get some more footage.
That was a heavy eye roll there for you guys listening.
We'll probably get some
6. The Elder Scrolls 6. We're going to get more information about that.
Well, yeah, more than likely.
I don't know how hyped people are going to be, as Bethesda's been putting rolling their fans out lately.
They've been rolling ones.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Oh, I've heard. I think you might have actually been the one who said this to me. But that letter that the fan got about the bag was apparently not even from somebody who worked for Bethesda, but somebody who worked for their outsourced support, probably.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, they honored the words of not doing anything about it. So.
Yeah. We might get some more footage for Gears of War 5 or the tactical Gears of War that we called last year.
We totally called that.
I'm still a little surprised about that.
And
I
don't know.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that we are going to get some sort of information, announcement, maybe another actual trailer for the new Halo.
Yeah, I think that's going to be coming out late this year.
I don't know about late this year. I think maybe 2020.
Look, Microsoft would not have let it been announced last year if it wasn't coming out soon enough. If it doesn't come out this year, then I am guessing it's going to be a launch title for the next system, which is 2020. Which is almost assuredly 2020. Also, that this year we're going to get announcements for what the
probably
upcoming consoles are.
The new Xbox, the PlayStation, which is unfortunate. 5?
Like, what bugs me about that is like they just dropped the last wave of these versions.
Yeah,
like the last versions of these ones
last year.
Like
before.
I'm pretty sure it was either 2017. Like late 2017 was when the last version of the Xbox One came out and the PlayStation Pro came out.
Yeah, the Xbox One S.
No, that's the Xbox One S.
Okay, so Scorpio, or is that the
Scorpio was the code name for Xbox One.
Okay.
It was the Xbox One X.
X. Okay, yeah. See, numbers, letters. Man, they need to stop this algebra bullshit. I don't know where your X is, and stop trying to ask me to find why she left you.
There's another eye roll for you there, folks. I think that was a quick and dirty version of what we're looking forward to. There's much more. We're just not good at remembering, things and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's the end of the episode.
Please like, comment, follow, and share. And also, more importantly, thank you for listening.
Take care.
Bye.